as well as the Seminole Tribe of Florida and the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida. Roll call and verification of quorum. Vice Chair Zibin.
Paul. Reed.
Present.
Olivia Smith.
Present.
Hagenbuck.
Present.
Casimiro. Kalas.
Present.
Ariza.
Present.
Capinos.
Present.
Lim. Satvika. Jane.
Present.
Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith. Ali. D. Hamid. Kaufman.
Present.
Lush.
Present.
Rose. El Harak.
Present.
Fawcett. Rickett.
Present.
Escobar. Makadia.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Present.
Hassanine.
Present.
Phillips.
Present.
Green.
Present.
Nguyen.
Present.
Bonaventure. Perez.
Present.
Alcuda.
Present.
Benesh. Candeloro.
Present.
Quartz.
Present.
Jones.
Present.
Leon.
Present.
Matthews. McRae.
Present.
Nurshimandevra.
Present.
Renda.
Present.
Leeva Gonzalez.
Present.
Simmons.
Present.
Teodorescu.
Present.
Varela.
Present.
I'm here. Lipner.
Present.
38 out of 51.
Okay. Everyone take a look at last meeting's minutes. Is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes? Senator Escobar.
Present and voting.
Senator Escobar, present and voting, so noted at 7:08 p.m. Everyone take a look at today's agenda. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda? Open forum. Is there anybody here to speak in open forum? You may come up. You have 5 minutes.
So good evening. My name is Uday Manda. I am a current PhD student in the Business School Finance, and I was a previous senator in the 52nd session here. Last month, I presented on some issue, and I'm presenting on the same issue because the things got a bit spiced up. I am here to report a severe breakdown in the university governance, a shadow disciplinary system that is being used to bypass UCF graduate catalog and silence the whistleblowers. I am being placed on probation by a body calling itself the DPRC, a ghost committee, also known as Doctoral Program Review Committee. As a researcher, I audited the official UCF graduate catalog. The finding is that DPRC does not exist. It has no charter, no listed authority, and no presence in our governing documents. By using this ghost committee, departmental leadership, specifically Kingai Wang, Ajay Singh, and Pradeep Bharadwaj, threatened me with more retaliation, intentionally bypassing UCF regulation 5.006, denying my rights. This is not an academic disagreement. It's a retaliation. It began in September 2025 when I reported low quality teaching from one faculty member, Hong Yu Shen, and escalated on December 11th when I filed a good faith report following UCF's "if you see something, then say something" policy, involving one professor, Michael Caputo, and one student, Qingning Zhang, on academic misconduct and health and safety related violations. After filing good faith report on 11th December 2025, Off-campus harassment started around 13th of December in my apartments, and it is still continuing. The response was coordinated harassment. On December 3rd, exactly around 80 minutes after I completed my final exam, I received a renewal offer from my off-campus leasing office. Don't think that getting renewal offer is good, but this is an indirect signal for me that my off-campus life is being monitored in real time to facilitate psychological pressure on me. I have reported this surveillance and administrative fraud to UCF police and the Office of Compliance. If a department can invent its own ghost rules to target a student, then the graduate catalog is a meaningless paper. If they can do this one to me, then they can do this to any one of you. So I am requesting this Senate to launch a formal inquiry into the authority of unlisted departmental ghost committees and to use them to harass people whom they don't like. We must ensure that no student is ever sanctioned by a rogue body that officially does not exist as per the official UCF catalog. Transparency is the only cure for a ghost committee. So I came last month here and I presented one case and I made some sort of a fun activity. Do you remember that how many papers I submitted? And I kept one here. And I am still standing on my comments that I strongly suspect what are all the things I mentioned in last time I submitted the documents, I distributed the documents. That kind of a fraud happened in the class. When a professor or faculty is doing like that, whether he is following proper integrity, we are now a preeminent university in the state of Florida. So these kind of things should happen here, calling for ghost committees and harassing people.
Your 5 minutes has elapsed.
Can I get 30 seconds?
Is there a motion for it? Lipner? There's been a motion for an extension of 30 seconds. And a second. Any objections? Hearing none, you have 30 more seconds.
30 more seconds.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. So I am standing here and I am telling this rogue faculty that I just followed UCF's if you see something, say something policy. You cannot shut my mouth. My mouth only will be shut after my death. I will fight against these rogue bodies till my death. I would like to thank the entire Senate and the Senate President and our student body President and Vice President. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Is there anybody else here to speak in open forum? Seeing none, announcements from the student body president given by Vice President Benitez.
Alrighty. This is President Blanco's report. Good evening, Senate. Happy Thursday. Apologies I cannot be with you. I'm currently out of town. Thank you to all the volunteers going above and beyond and supporting Carly for our Universal Nights distributions on main campus. Today, I had the opportunity to attend the Eternal Night ceremony and remember members of our UCF community who we have lost. Although the ceremony weighted very heavily on my heart, it means a great deal to our campus community, and I thank you to all of those who were there in support.
Any questions that the Vice President can answer? Seeing none, announcements from the student body Vice President Benitez.
Alrighty. Good evening, Senate. Since the last time we've seen each other, I've been assisting Carly with Universal Nights distributions. A big shout out to all those who volunteer. And a reminder, for any questions that a student may be coming to the front desk, or if the front desk people ask you about any questions, please refer them to the email listed in the minutes, the sga@ucf.edu. That's the one that's mainly used for Universal Nights distribution. So any questions about parking, tickets, etc., will be going there. We also just sold out of guest tickets today at the ticket center. And Universal will be providing a couple more at the window the day of the event for $78 with taxes included. Additionally, been assisting with Academic Affairs Coordinator Vicaria on the first round of TEDx interviews, which will be completed by Tuesday of next week.
Any questions for the Vice President? Seeing none, thank you. Comptroller's report, Comptroller Drinkwater.
Good evening, Senate. I hope you're all doing well. The current CRT balance is negative $1,065.84. After the negative reversions are accounted for, the projected balance will be $1,207.05 with a reversion rate of 1.55%. The current FAO balance is $32,761.67 with a reversion rate of 1.85%. Thank you.
Any questions for the Comptroller? Seeing none, AG report also given by Comptroller Drinkwater.
Good evening, Senate. Apologize for not being able to attend today's session. I'm working with MIT and the executive branch to make sure we are to continue our team's student government drive transition. I have also been supporting the Election Commission wherever possible. And again, just a reminder of the Title VI guidelines and regulations regarding the election, as we are already in the declaration of candidacy period. Thank you all, and please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns.
Any questions that the Comptroller can answer? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Announcements from the Chief Justice given by Internal Assistant Chief Justice Hoffner.
Alrighty, Bella says, hi, Senate. She would like to thank ENA for caucusing for Associate Justice seat number 12 appointee Isabella Ryan. We are very excited to welcome her to the branch pending her confirmation tonight. Additionally, Dr. Frame will be joining our General Counsel meeting next week to speak with us, share her expertise, and offer us invaluable insights as we move forward with our different initiatives. Lastly, the Judicial Branch, along with pre-law RSOs, will be hosting the pre-law showcase at the downtown campus next Wednesday, February 18th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have free pizza, merch, and a variety of pre-law RSOs to connect with. We hope to see you all there, and please spread the word to anyone you know that may be interested in a legal career.
Any questions that the Internal Assistant Chief Justice can answer? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Supervisor of Elections, Supervisor Collazo.
Hi, Senate. I know you guys are so happy to see me. So happy declaration of candidacy, period, I should say. Today, I did attend internal nines for the second year in a row. It was a very touching ceremony. I was so happy to see many of you there. The commission has been hosting tabling on the student union patio as well as informational sessions this week. I have been working alongside Assistant Director Sampson to check the eligibility and qualification requirements for candidates who have submitted their packets. I have been notifying candidates in one big batch at the end of each day. I encourage you, if you have not already, please submit your packet as soon as possible. They are due by Friday at 5 p.m. Please know that if you wait until the very last minute to submit your packet, you will not hear back from the commission until Monday. The last informational session to meet your candidacy requirement is tomorrow through Zoom at 12 p.m. These dates and times have been posted on the student government website and not connect since fall. All communication regarding election managers, candidacy, or violations must be done through email. This is the last reminder I'm giving on that. Any communication outside of the commission's official email addresses will not receive a response. Additionally, when emailing the commission, I ask that you keep email etiquette standards in mind. Lastly, emails will be responded within 48 hours and within business hours. Another few communication reminders, please respect the commission's time. A lot of the questions we have been receiving should be directed to the Attorney General and could easily be found in statutes. Commissioners have been instructed to respond to emails simply with a statute citation where one can find the answer. Please read Title VI. Additionally, we will not be addressing hypothetical violations. These hypotheticals are asking for a determination from the Election Commission without a hearing process. We will not entertain these nor put ourselves in a position to be seen as not neutral or impartial. I have been working alongside Assistant Supervisor Calloway and Candidate Affairs Chair Mello to ensure that all logistics for the election events are ready for a smooth execution. Please remember to RSVP. Exceptions will not be given to those who fail to RSVP. As a reminder, if you RSVP for the presidential debate, you'll have access to the social hour, so the food and drinks. And then tonight, you will see the confirmations of Commissioner appointees Elsa Delgado with 2 T's. That's a mistake, my bad. And Arturo Miranda. Since appointment, they have been attending election commission meetings and volunteering at our events whenever possible. They are truly dedicated to being commissioners, and I know they will have a smooth transition into the commission. On to exciting stuff. Okay. So I know that on the social media platforms, you can of course see our logo. Our theme is Tropical Island with Nitro on our surfboard and things like that. But I just wanted to quickly give you a look at the merchandise really briefly. But these are all the pins. The stickers are Nitro on the surfboard. And then we have magnets for the surfboard. But those are the election themed merch. We of course also have rubber ducks, t-shirts and things like that. So we're really excited to distribute those during the voting period. And then as of 5 p.m. today, the current count of candidates for this year's elections is 2 presidential tickets and 9 Senate candidates.
Any questions for the Supervisor of Elections? Senator Green?
Are the stickers waterproof?
I have no idea.
Any
We'll
other
find out.
questions for the Supervisor of Elections? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Announcements from the ANSF Fee Committee Chair, Chair Kaufman.
Nothing much. Just thank you all for a successful special session last week. The budget bill passed unanimously, which I haven't seen in my time here. So I appreciate everyone's work on this.
Any questions for the ANSF Chair? Chair Varela?
And for the next steps for that bill is going to be signed by the Cartwright, right? Or does it have to be signed by Lucy still?
The budget bill needs 3 signatures. It goes to the student body president and then Dr. Frame and then Cartwright.
Any other questions for the ANSF Chair? Seeing none, caucus report, Air Caucus Chair Alcuda.
Hi, everyone. We will be meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. and electing the ex officio member. We will also be finalizing our Ramadan proclamation. That's it for me.
Any questions for the Air Caucus Chair? Seeing none, Black Caucus, Vice Chair Jones.
Hello, Senate. Sorry I could not be here tonight, but the caucus met this past week to go over initiatives for February and planning. We will be having Food Truck Fridays again tomorrow. Our Black Business Showcase will be on the 23rd from 12 to 4 p.m. And our open forum with UCFPD will be on the 25th in the Key West Ballroom from 11:30 to 1:30. We encourage all of you to come out to the events. The caucus has worked really hard to plan. Thank you.
Any questions for the Black Caucus Vice Chair? Seeing none, ICTC Chair Varela.
Hello, Senate. ICTC was finally able to organize our first meeting of the semester this Wednesday at 3 p.m. For the foreseeable future, we will continue meeting at Wednesday at 3 p.m. So if you want to show up, you're more than welcome to. In terms of the actual meeting, we had just good discussions about where we envision the future of the caucus and kind of initiatives that we want to look into and work on over the course of the semester.
Any questions for the ICTC Chair? Seeing none, Latin Hispanic Caucus, Vice Chair. Seeing none, I'll just read it. Hi, everyone. Sorry I couldn't make it, but we are meeting tomorrow to stay up to date on our Latin Business Takeover event. To get more involvement, I've created a when to meet to find a potential time to get some more caucus members. Have a great weekend and happy Valentine's Day to all who celebrate. The when to meet is linked. And if you have any questions, please direct them to the email in the announcements. Sustainability Caucus, Chair Lipner.
We did not meet this week, but our next meeting will be next week on Thursday at 3 p.m. Just a little reminder that every Wednesday you can go to Market Wednesday and compost any compostables. So collect them while you're cooking at home and bring them to campus. You can freeze them so that way they don't stink and you can drop them off there. And then also Caucus Leadership Committee is meeting tomorrow at 4 p.m. So please be there if you are a caucus leader and ready for an expedient meeting. Thank you.
Any questions for the Sustainability Caucus Chair? Seeing none, Women's Caucus Chair Renda.
Hi, everyone. We met this Monday and we discussed initiatives we want to do for Women's History Month, which is in March. And we elected 2 ex officio seats and we're so excited. They're really amazing. So I'm excited.
Any questions for the Women's Caucus Chair? Chair Barola?
When is your next meeting?
We meet bi-weekly, so it'll be on the 23rd.
Any other questions for the Women's Caucus Chair? Seeing none. Announcements from the Senate President. Hi, Senate. I hope you've been well. This past week in SLC, the Election Commission presented the informational session, and they had the opportunity to fill out their prospective candidate forms. We also did their mentor-mentee speed matching today, so that was so exciting. Chair Teodorescu, Vice Chair Matthews, and I are in the planning stages to host another mental health event. I've booked the chamber for March 12th from 11 to 4 p.m., and we will be going over details in our meeting Monday about this. If you have any suggestions on how to amplify this semester's, please reach out to me directly and I'll bring it up in our meeting. Any questions for me? Seeing none. ELA report, ELA Reed.
Hi guys, so not a ton for me. I've been working on getting all those dean meetings scheduled, and also your mock dean meetings. So I've been sending you guys an overload of when to meet. So please fill those out. It's really critical. Also, I had so much fun talking with our SLCers during our speed matching event. Additionally, I just want to thank each and every one of you who were able to attend Eternal Nights. I had so many people from ECF come up to me and let me know how happy they were to see all of you there and to see the seats filled. It meant so much to them. So thank you so much.
Any questions for the ELA? Seeing none. Senate President Pro Tempore report given by D-Leg Kaufman.
All right, Pro Temp Hamid says, hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. Today I was able to help with setup for Eternal Nights and was able to attend the event with many of our fellow senators. Thank you to everyone who helped today and came to the ceremony. This week I've also continued with my meetings with committee leadership. I still have to meet with GAP, LJR, and ORS. And I would like to give the biggest thank you to Ashley and Amanda for organizing the MSD Vigil for this weekend. I greatly appreciate all of the work that you do.
Any questions that the D-Leg can answer? Seeing none, Deputy Pro Tempore of Legislative Affairs report, D-Leg Kaufman.
All right, good evening, everyone. This morning, I also helped with the setup for Eternal Nights and have been assisting with Universal Nights ticket distributions this past week. Tonight, we will be seeing our final fiscal bill of the session. It was postponed indefinitely in FAO back in September because the RSO was no longer registered, but they have since registered and their bill is still in timeline. So because we only have 5,703.81 left in FAO's bill pot, that is why we cannot provide them with more tonight. So just a heads up before we see them. And tonight's legislation, we have on first reading, one internal bill, nothing on third reading, and on second reading, one fiscal bill and one proclamation.
Any questions for the D-Leg? Seeing none, Deputy Pro Tempore of Senate Relations report, D. Sir Capinos.
Good evening, Senate. I hope everyone is doing well. Keep a lookout for our IMs. We have nothing to report now, but our pickleball and tennis teams will be starting up in March for those who signed up for that. More to come. The RSO emails should have gone out by now, so make sure that you have that done. If not, send those out ASAP. If you have any questions, let me know. And our next event is happening next Wednesday, where we're going to be decorating mini cakes in the student government office. It'll be free. It'll be fun. So I hope to see you guys there, and there might be a competition. So who knows? And shout out to Ashley for helping me out with the ERFs. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Any questions for the D. Sir? Senator Alcuda?
What time is the event on Wednesday?
This is an excellent question. I believe it's at 5:30 next Wednesday, and it's going to be it's going to be within the student government office. So it'll be 5:30 to 7. So that's on the 18th.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the D. Sir? Seeing none. Fiscal Committee report, CRT Committee, Chair Sherman.
Hello, everyone. CRT didn't meet again this week, but we did have some trips that got canceled that we approved previously. So now we're able to approve allocations 57, 468, 469, and 470 fully, now not pending approval. And we will be meeting next week to see one new allocation and keep going on statutory revisions.
Any questions for the CRT Committee Chair? Seeing none. FAO Committee, Chair Lusch.
Hello, everyone. This week in our very productive committee meeting, we approved allocations 57, 163, 164, 166, 169, 170, 176, 177, 179 through 185, 187, 188, 190, 191. Postponed allocations 57, 174, 186, 189. PPI allocation 57, 178. And then next week will be our last scheduled meeting reviewing allocations, as we only have a couple $1,000s left. And then we'll probably have a break and then review some statutory changes in the following weeks.
Any questions for the FAO Committee Chair? Seeing none. Notice of legislation, fiscal legislation. Notice of legislation on second reading, Fiscal Bill 5721, funding for Formula student to create a vehicle for Formula SAE Michigan at Michigan International Speedway on May 11th, 2026. Delia Kaufman, is there a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate? Chair Total Rescue.
Motion for a 5-10-10.
There's been a motion for a 5-10-10 and a second. Any objections? Hearing none. Delia Kaufman, you have 5 minutes.
I yield to the RSO.
Okay, to the RSO, you may come up to the podium whenever you're ready.
All right, there you go. Good evening, Senate. My name is Az Gassel, and I'm a member of Knights Racing Formula. Tonight, I will be joined by...
Good evening, Senate. I am John Lynch, the current and acting president of Knights Racing Formula Student.
Hi, I'm Susanna. I'm the treasurer of the Night Racing.
All right, so what we do is every year we have to build, design, and validate our own race car that we build and make from scratch. And what we do is we take real engineering principles and bring them here to the students here at UCF. What we do is we work for a year, and then at the end of the year in May, we go out to, as you can see, Michigan International Speedway and compete with over 120 schools, not just in America, but also internationally. So we get to work with a lot of different engineers and a lot of people in the industry. So by representing UCF, we obviously have a lot to show, being Knights, go Knights, charge on. And what we do is we obviously bring that hands-on experience. For engineering students themselves, we offer a look into the industry. We give them that hands-on experience that they may not get in normal class curriculum. And we allow them to build those solid foundations to eventually get things in the industry like internships. A lot of our students end up getting internships given the experience they had in our club. And it's not just engineering students. We also offer a lot of opportunities for business students and marketing students to get hands-on experience and kind of look into how they may perform in certain sports or motorsports industries if they're interested in that. And we have many alumni, and we've been around for 20 years, 20 plus years. We are 26th year here at UCF. So just want to thank you guys for your continued support throughout all those times. All right. So for our competition, recently, that last year, we've been 77th overall and our 29th in the design competition phase of our competition. And what we have been doing is since COVID, we have taken a little small downturn, but ever since COVID, we've been getting better and better again. And we've been, for the first time in 5 years, last year, our team passed the technical inspection version of our competition, which allows us to work in more dynamic events and get more points to eventually get higher and higher up our leaderboard and do better in the competition overall.
This is our rebuild breakdown of our budget based on our new bill that we received a few weeks ago. And that's pretty much it. And that, yes.
Okay, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for the RSO? Chair Varela?
I saw that part of your contribution is going to be donations. Do you know which parts of the car you expect to be mostly donated, or which components?
It really depends on every year because our sponsor changes slightly every year based on how we reach out to the companies and what their own budget is for that kind of contributions. But for this year, we're getting some cash donation as well, which I know it's not part of the contributions, but it does help us throughout our manufacturing process. So that's the sum of everything that we get. It could be batteries, it could be anything. We're not really sure.
Any other questions for the RSO? Senator Casimiro?
President voting.
Vice Chair Casimiro, President voting, so noted at 7:36 p.m. Any other questions for the RSO? Chair Varela?
Yeah. Also, just a quick follow up. I know some racing RSOs have to get additional software for testing and aerodynamics purposes. So, will the RSO anticipate having to purchase or be donated extra software that's not provided by the university?
We get it through for sponsorship, but we don't buy privately.
Any other questions for Lorenzo? Senator Barilla?
Sorry, just to clarify, you said it's going to be like a donation.
Yes, they give us a student license for free, or sometimes even more access to the software that we would get just for our club without any extra expenses.
Chair Barilla?
Yeah. So do you know, like, I guess the estimated value of the software donation, and do you plan to use it as part of your contribution?
We do have an estimate. It's a few million, so we don't count it as a contribution.
All right. Senator Lipner?
May I direct a question to both the RSO and the FAO chair?
You may.
So if either of you can answer this, I'm just curious how that $5,700 amount was figured, as opposed to just doing like a 50-50 split or matching their potential.
Yeah, so we had a fiscal bill before this that was just under $10,000, and we set aside $5,000. So they just got whatever was left of the thing.
All right. Any other questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Is there anybody wishing to speak in debate? Senator Royella?
President voting.
Senator Royella, President voting, so noted at 7:37 p.m. Senator Lipner?
May I retain?
You may.
Thank you. This is an RSO that has been in front of Senate many times in the past. They do great work. We've seen their car. They bring it. It's kind of fun to see. I'm very much in favor of this. I urge everyone else to, and I'll be voting in favor. So move to vote.
All right. We are now on voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 35 to 0, Fiscal Bill 5721 passes second reading. Thank you for coming out today.
Thank you, guys.
All right, internal committee caucus time, ENA 15 minutes. I hereby adjourn this meeting at 7:38 p.m. to pick back up at 7:53 p.m.
0, and Elsa Delgado for Election Commission seat 12, 6-1-0. In caucus tonight, we saw Adeline Habgood for Creole seat 1, 7-0, and Isabella Ryan for Associate Justice seat 12, 7-0 as well. Additionally, over the last 2 weeks, we've gone over clarity rewrites for subtitles A and B, which will, for Title 6, sorry, I should have confirmed what subtitle they were talking about, which will slowly be sent to the Senate floor to avoid another overwhelmingly long bill like 5717. So keep an eye out for subtitle A shortly, and then subtitle B to follow that in the subsequent meeting. Thank you.
Any questions for the ENA Committee Chair? Seeing none, GAP Committee Chair Barilla.
Hello, everybody. GAP had a full meeting today centered around our plans for the semester. We'll be tabling next Monday for President's Day, and we'll be doing a fun president-themed trivia where, you know, all who brought to the table will be asked a fun little president-based trivia question. If they get it right, they'll be given a piece of merch of their choice. So just a really fun way to engage the students in presidential history. Additionally, we've also started to plan to do a more larger, bigger event held late March for the America's 250th birthday. For those you don't know, like in late March will be 100 days before the actual 250th birthday. So I think it'd be a cool time to acknowledge and celebrate the history of America and the fact that we've been around for 250 years. And finally, GAP had a lot of good discussion about a speaker panel series that we're working together for late March and perhaps April. And for, I believe, March 25th is we wanted to do a women's leadership speaker panel. So that's what we've been planning.
Any questions for the GAP Committee Chair? Seeing none, SBA Committee Chair Teodorescu.
Hello, Senate. SBA has been tabling at Rosa Main campus and newly the Lake Nona campus. Big shout out to Senator Perez for helping out with those contacts and working on the kind of like activities that we have at our tabling. The committee, along with other senators, helped decorate the seal for Eternal Nights this morning, and as well as attended the service this afternoon. I am also working with Speaker Course and Vice Chair Matthews on hosting another mental health event and are looking at ways to make it bigger and better than the one we hosted in the fall.
Any questions for the SBA Committee Chair? Seeing none, confirmations. Is there a motion to postpone the confirmation for Danica Gentile for College of Engineering Computer Science seat 8 till the next regularly scheduled Senate meeting? Okay. So first we have Arturo Miranda for Election Commission seat number 5. All of the materials are linked in the link above. We are going to carry on the 5-10-10. So Mr. Miranda, if you wish to come to the podium, you can whenever you're ready.
Can everyone hear me okay? Good. All right. Okay, good evening, Senate. My name is Arturo Miranda, and I am seeking your confirmation for Election Commission seat number 5. So my main motivation for serving in student government is rooted in adherence to the rules, increasing student engagement, and providing equal opportunities for all individuals in the student body. I believe that I share these same principles with the Election Commission and that my experiences as a UCF student have been in affirmations of these values that I hold so dearly. Now, first off, regarding adherence to the rules, I was a part of UCF's award-winning mock trial team, where during my time, I was assigned to tackle a 250-plus page document that I had to memorize and interpret. The packet contained multiple penal codes, multiple precedent case law that I had to examine and truthfully interpret. And this is going to be very similar to what I do as my time during an election commissioner. I will adequately interpret the rules, the Election Commission Title VI. I will adequately interpret election rules of procedures, and I will overlook any legislation that the Election Commission may wish to make in the Senate. And my efforts in mock trial have been recognized as I won a Best Competitor Award at FSU Regionals this past year, and I also qualified for pre-nationals at Furman University. And regarding increasing student engagement, I am the co-founder and the editor-in-chief of the Undergraduate Law Review here at UCF. And the reason I started the Undergraduate Law Review at UCF was to increase engagement within the pre-law community at UCF. Research is something that is highly sought after in the pre-law world, as many of you may know, some pre-law students. But there's very little opportunities on campus. I can think of maybe one professor that offers it, and that is very competitive. But by starting and being a guide for people to establish research in the pre-law community, I was able to increase student engagement and increase the total participation that the pre-law community has in research. And I will take this same effort to increase the total engagement in the upcoming election. As we are currently in the election period, I will aim to increase the amount of the student body that votes each year. I believe about 10% of the student body voted in the past presidential election. I will put my due diligence and my hard work to aim it to about 12%. And finally, I will provide equal opportunities to ensure impartial fairness as my role in the Election Commission. I currently work at Student Accessibility Services here on campus at UCF, where I act as a liaison between our accessibility coordinators and our students with disability requests, excuse me. And it is my duty as an election commissioner, likewise that I have with my role as a student assistant at Student Accessibility Services, to provide equal opportunities for all. Whether that be letting every single potential candidate know all the rules that they have to abide by, providing informational sessions for any potential candidates, and being as guidance in my email inbox as an election commissioner. I will be there for any UCF student who has any interest in voting and any interest in running. My goal is just to completely increase the student engagement in the elections because it's very important. UCF students practically pay taxes in the activity and services fee, and very little know how pivotal it is to vote if you have taxation. Very little know how much impact could be made in this Senate chamber right here regarding elections. So that's my goal. All in all, I believe that my experiences and my leadership values are going to craft me into an excellent election commissioner and to ensure that all elections in the student body are fair and to increase engagement in the student body elections. Thank you for your time, Senate.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for this candidate? Senator Rickett,
2 questions, if I may, Madam Speaker.
you may.
My first question for the candidate: how many articles are in the UCF Constitution?
There are 7 articles.
Follow up, Madam Chairman,
You
Madam
may.
Speaker. I'm
You
sorry. Second question: can you walk us through the referendum elections, like the processes and things that need to be done?
Referendum elections. I know that referendum elections are in case I know they can be brought up by the student body president, and I believe the student body vice president as well, if I'm not mistaken. And they can go through several different ways. I believe they can be initiated through the Senate. I think the student body president could also send a vote to the total student body, which requires a 5% acceptance from the entire population of the student body for the referendum election to be successful. So that's what I know regarding the referendum elections.
Did you still have your second question, or was that your second question? All right, any other questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Anybody wishing to speak in debate? Senator Leon?
I believe this candidate very clearly has the background that we need for Senate. And on top of that, he answered the question right off the bat, which I haven't seen in a while. So I will be voting in favor of this candidate.
All right, anybody else wishing to speak in debate? Senator Lieva Gonzalez.
Hi guys. I went to whenever they started the undergraduate law review, and I think that it shows a lot of leadership that they were able to start that, and he was one of the main founders. So I think that's exactly what we need in this role. So I will definitely be voting in favor, and I think you guys should too.
Okay, anybody else wishing to speak for this candidate? Senator Lipner, do you wish to retain?
Yes, please. Thank you. I think this candidate was very eloquent within ENA and on the Senate floor tonight. He answered every single question that I remember very perfectly, for lack of better terms. And I'll just echo what everyone else has said. He seems to be very involved on campus, and that is exactly what we need from an election commissioner. So we'll be voting in favor. And then I will move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. In a second, any objections? Hearing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 33-1-0, Arturo Miranda has been confirmed for Election Commission seat number 5. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody.
Up next, we have Elsa Delgado for Election Commission seat number 12. You may come up whenever you're ready.
Good. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm Elsa Delgado. I'm currently a freshman here, majoring in media production. I'm very honored to be considered for seat number 12 of the Election Commission. I've been very passionate about joining the commission since I first learned about it as an SGLCer last semester. And being an SGLC and now an ELC has truly given me a firsthand insight into what being a student government agent is. I feel that student government agents uphold kind of the same values that I do. So, fairness, diligence, and genuine care for the student body. And I feel like those values match mine and what I envision for this campus. So as a theater kid, I love being in the spotlight, but I also find a lot of value in working backstage and helping a team of people put on the show from behind the curtains. And to me, that is what the Election Commission is. Without it, there truly wouldn't be the student government that we have here today. And so after volunteering for a couple of tabling events with the commission last semester, I learned that this organization is almost like an unofficial mouthpiece for student government. It encourages students to speak up and change campus for the better by planning and promoting fair and enjoyable elections. And that is what drives my longing to be commissioner. Like the team that leads the current commission, I want to be a part of that change, a change that promotes wellness and equity on our beloved campus. So through my experience in several leadership positions for high school clubs and sports teams, as well as volunteer for numerous cultural events, I've understood that leaders and collaborators cannot be truly effective without ensuring that their peers are able to voice their opinions and ideas. So when it comes to working with a team, I've learned to develop empathy, open-mindedness, and well-constructed listening skills, which I believe are essential for this position. Furthermore, as a chronically relocating immigrant, I've grown to be very adaptable and flexible in new and unfamiliar environments and situations. So after spending most of my life rapidly moving from one place to the next, switching from one school to another, I've had no other choice but to be resilient and persistent because I've had to start over more times than I would like to count. So as a brand new commissioner facing an upcoming election period, I would be able to grasp new concepts and working habits very quickly, which would enable me to work with prospective candidates and prepare them for their campaign until I am certain that they are fully equipped to run for the role they long for. In addition, thanks to my experience volunteering to plan and execute cultural events such as music festivals for my hometown, I have developed skills in general event planning and would transfer those to joining the Culture and Experience Committee to create and maintain positive relationships between the commissioners, and also join the Candidate Affairs Committee to arrange the presidential debate and candidate exposition. So as a commissioner, I would of course uphold Title VI, the election statutes, the UCF Student Government Constitution, and the election rules of procedure, all while ensuring that the statutes are not being violated. Then I would focus on raising awareness for student government's various programs and agencies as a way to ensure that my peers familiarize themselves with the rights that they may not necessarily be mindful of today, that they have the right to vote and present new ideas that will improve campus life for everyone. Thank you again for your consideration. I yield my time.
Okay, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for this candidate? Senator Rickett?
2 questions, if I may, Madam Speaker.
You may.
First question for the candidate. Can you tell me what Title III is?
I believe that I am not sure, but I'm definitely willing to look back and make sure that I know.
Follow up, Madam Speaker. Can you tell us what Article 5 is of the UCF Constitution?
I think that Article 5 is the judicial branch, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, any other questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Are there any pieces of debate? Senator Lipner?
This candidate, again, was very well informed. She clearly understands the expectations of the role that she's stepping into, and I'll be voting in favor for these reasons.
All right, any others wishing to speak in debate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of voting. With a vote count of 32 to 3-0, Elsa Delgado has been confirmed for Election Commission seat number 12. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, we have Adeline Hobgood for College of Optics and Photonics, seat number 1. You may come up whenever you're ready.
All right. Good evening, Senate. My name is Adeline, and I'm a first year's honors student studying photonic engineering at Creole with a biology minor. I'm from Tampa, and I graduated this past May with my IB International Baccalaureate diploma. I was a Girl Scout for 10 years. I still love hiking, and I'm also the treasurer of the RSO Willow, which is Women in Lasers and Optics. I came into UCF knowing that I wanted to be a part of the legislative branch. I've always been interested in politics. I email my reps all the time. I'm sure their staffers are very tired of me. And I joined SGLC when I got here. The Creole seat has been vacant this whole year, and I chose to apply because I saw a lot of potential in the role to represent the College of Optics that is relatively new. The undergraduate program is young, but it is steadily growing. As the population gets larger, there's a lot of need for representation, both from students to the administration and to student government. To be a first-year optics student particularly is an incredibly exciting but also somewhat isolating experience. Some students spend a while not knowing anyone else in their major. That's why my proposals include seeking to create a semesterly town hall for first and second year students, introducing them to the faculty, building, and to each other. I also want to take advantage of Creole's unique demographic of having so many grad students to establish a mentorship program for grad and doctoral students to mentor undergrads while continuing to grow and connect the whole UCF optics community. Finally, a democracy is an active system that requires participation to be sustainable. From my time in SGLC and in SLC, I've seen how impactful it is for SG agents to participate in democracy at all levels. This body might not be able to solve vast geopolitical conflicts, but it can positively impact a lot of people here, and I want to be a part of that. Thank you.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for this candidate? Senator Casimiro.
If confirmed, which committees would you plan to join?
Yeah, I would probably join a fiscal committee. Those were the ones that I shadowed the most in SGLC.
All right,
And
any
also
other?
a treasurer, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm sorry. Any other questions for this candidate? Senator Rickett,
Two questions by me, Madam Speaker.
you may.
The first question for the candidate, can you tell me what Article 1 is of the UCF Constitution?
Yeah, Article 1 is the definition of the student body.
Okay, follow on, Madam Speaker.
You may.
In your speech that you mentioned before, you mentioned how you wanted to do more outreach and more initiation. How do you plan on outreaching to the graduate students in the Creole College?
Yeah, so specifically for the mentorship thing that I talked about, graduate and doctoral students at Creole currently have a requirement to attend colloquiums where they hear professors come and speak about their research. So my plan at the moment was kind of to work with the undergrad advisor, Mr. Mike McKee, and hopefully get one of those colloquium requirements to be replaced by instead a meeting with a few undergrads to see how the administration is acceptable with that.
Senator Escobar.
As a senator, what kind of legislation would you like to introduce or support?
That's a good question. I think I also kind of I mentioned hiking and Girl Scouts. I think I would also like to support a lot of legislation that has to do with sustainability, whether that's coming from the Sustainability Caucus or promoting the Arboretum, because I think that's a really cool thing that we have.
Any other questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Anybody wishing to speak in debate, Senator Reed, and then Senator Casimiro, and then you can retain Senator Lipner.
So I will be voting in favor of this candidate. This candidate has gone above and beyond to show their enthusiasm and eagerness to learn throughout Senate and throughout the SGLC program. Additionally, kind of selfishly also, I have been wanting someone to fill this seat for a while, so I didn't have to only talk to the Dean of the Optics and Photonics about stuff I don't know. So it is wonderful to have someone be able to fill this seat and be able to bring forward some, concerns, thoughts, initiatives to Creole that, so all our students are represented.
I'll be echoing the same sentiment with ELA Reed. I saw the initiatives and I think they're very good. We also always need fresh minds in Senate, and it's so nice to have freshmen having that initiative and joining us.
Yeah, I actually had a very similar path to coming to Senate in the first place. I was appointed to a college that had no people within it, so I definitely relate to that motivation, and I think that this candidate will have every piece necessary to be a very successful senator. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be voting in favor and move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. In a second, any objections? Hearing none, we are now in voting procedures. right, with a vote count of 34 to 0, Adeline Hapgood has been confirmed for College of Optics and Photonics seat number 1. Before we clap, you will be given your oath of office by one of the justices, and then you are welcome to sit in your seat. All right, and then now we have Isabella Ryan for Associate Justice seat number 12. You can come up whenever you're ready.
Good evening, Senators. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for your time and consideration today. My name is Isabella Ryan, and I am honored to seek your confirmation for Associate Justice Seat 12 within the Judicial Council. I'm a freshman studying elementary education from West Palm Beach, Florida. Before developing my leadership skills as a member of the Student Government Leadership Council last semester, I was a member of my high school student government for 4 years, serving as the Palm Beach County Association of Student Councils parliamentarian my junior year, as well as the Florida Association of Student Councils District 5 president my senior year. These positions and the experiences I gained from holding them include communication within a team of student leaders, proficiency with Robert's Rules of Order, and a representation of a variety of students across different schools, grade levels, and other demographics. I'm eager to contribute to the work of the justices because I have recognized the importance of the services and assistance they provide to students in need here at UCF. Through parking appeals, impartial advising, and much more, justices on the Judicial Council are able to serve as peers and understanding yet practical voices for students. I believe that I would be able to contribute to the goal justices share to uphold and protect students' rights. My previous skills directly translate to my goals and initiatives I would have as an associate justice pending confirmation. One of my initiatives is to further the justices' understanding of parliamentary procedure, especially within more formal settings such as judicial review or fiscal administrative appeal hearings. I aim to do this by creating a one-page, easy-access guide with information regarding common motions and their rules, as well as a short judicial branch-specific overview of the order of business. These resources would be especially helpful during times of transition for new committee chairs or leadership. Additionally, I would like to partner with Housing and Residence Life, as well as new student and family programs, by educating resident assistants and orientation leaders on the judicial branch. I believe this could hopefully generate more awareness among first-year students on the services the branch provides and how to access them. Finally, I would like to partner with the College of Community Innovation and Education to promote judicial branch services and resources to pre-law students. As a member of this college, I have noticed the consistent communication highlighting events and relevant information to students. As the judicial branch offers several pre-law resources, including a dedicated section on the student government website and the annual Lounging with the Lawyers event, I believe it would benefit students with legal studies and criminal justice majors to be more aware of these opportunities. I feel that by connecting with these programs and working on the usage of Robert's Rules, the Judicial Council can ensure that students who seek out or may want the help of the branch can be met with clear information and efficiency. If confirmed, I would like to dedicate my time to working with the appropriate judicial committees, such as the Judicial Advertising and Marketing and Internal Rules Committees, in order to implement these programs. Thank you so much for your consideration once again. I yield the remainder of my time for question.
Okay, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for this candidate? Senator Escobar and then Senator Rickett.
Could you expand on your experience with legal reasoning, policy interpretation, or conflict resolution?
Sure. So I don't necessarily have experience with any legal topics per se. I'm not a pre-law major. It's not the career path that I am choosing. But with conflict resolution, I have experience working with dealing with conflict among other members within student government, as I was on the executive board of my high school student government for 2 years, leading committees through that process. I had to make sure that everyone is following their responsibilities and not arguing with one another as to the responsibilities that they had to handle. So that would be like a conflict resolution I had to handle. Thank you.
Senator Rickett.
2 questions, if I may, Madam Speaker.
You may.
First question for the candidate. Can you go and list some of the powers and duties of the Chief Justice?
Some of the powers of the Chief Justice would be to administer all judicial training for associate justices, presiding over the general council meetings, as well as just ensuring that justices are appointed and confirmed.
I'll follow up, Madam Speaker. As you know, all of the justices are required to do diversity training. Can you give me the length of time you have in order to complete that?
So as of lately, I know diversity training is no longer required statutorily, but I do know that all training, supplemental trainings, do have to be completed within the orientation period that the Chief Justice provides.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly the period.
Diversity training is no longer required in student government. Any other questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Any pieces of debate? Senator Casimiro and then Senator Lipner.
I'll be voting in favor of this candidate because I've been looking at the cover letter, letter of recommendation, platform, and resume, and they're all very, just looking at them, they're all very like passionate, and we need passionate justices to ensure that we're ensuring fairness. Also, like just the platform itself too. I like that outreach is also the biggest thing, and making sure that everyone's trained. So I'll be voting in favor.
Senator Lipner,
May I retain?
you may.
Amazing. I really want to second what Senator Casimiro just said, or sorry, Vice Chair Casimiro just said. That letter of recommendation is so glowing. I think it shows the quality of this candidate, and it'd be foolish for us to say no. So I will absolutely be voting in favor. Motion to vote.
There's been a motion to vote and a second. Any objections? Hearing none, we're on voting procedures. Vote count of 34 to 0. Isabella Ryan has been confirmed for Associate Justice seat number 12. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Internal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, Internal Bill 5731, remanded to LJR. Notice of legislation on second reading, Proclamation 5717, proclamation denouncing the narrow scope of professional degrees proposed by the United States Department of Education. Senator Green, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good evening, everybody. This bill is in regard to a recent proposal released by the United States Department of Education back in November of 2025. Under this new proposal, several degrees relating to healthcare, education, and public service will no longer be classified as professional under the DOE's internal definition. This means that affected degrees, including nursing, physician assistant studies, physical and occupational therapy, audiology, speech-language pathology, social work, education, and many other professions will be far more difficult to attain. This is because the reclassification of these professions will reduce the total amount of federal loans by which students may receive by half. I speak tonight on behalf of my peers in the College of Nursing and in solidarity with my friends in the College of Health Professions and Sciences. I, like many of them, wish to pursue my education past the bachelor's level, specifically to become an advanced practice registered nurse in cardiology. If these proposals should come to pass, the ability of my peers and myself to pursue higher education in this field will be significantly hindered. That means fewer nurse practitioners working in specialties often lacking advanced providers like geriatrics, psychiatry, and family medicine. This means fewer midwives caring for patients before, during, and after pregnancy, and fewer nurse educators guiding each subsequent generation of nursing students. This proposal not only weakens an American healthcare system still recovering from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, but it is an insult to the dedication, sacrifice, and service that healthcare professionals are expected to give every day. This bill is not only a condemnation of federal policy, it is a reaffirmation that these students are capable, they are hardworking, and that they deserve their education. Thank you. And if I may, I'd like to yield the floor to Senator Escobar.
You may.
Thank you, Senator Green. This legislation that we will be voting on is not only important to me as a social work student, but also as an advocate and senator for the College of Health Professions and Sciences. I represent the majors of kinesiology, health sciences, social work, and communication sciences and disorders, who will go on to become professionals in occupational therapy, physical therapy, social work, and speech-language pathology. And this proposed rule by the Department of Education titled Reimagining and Improving Student Education would not improve student education, it would impose barriers for these students. The rule would significantly limit access to federal student loans for these students pursuing graduate degrees. As a current senior in the social work BSW program, I've looked across the country for graduate MSW programs, and let me tell you, they are not cheap. If this rule passes, it will result in reduced access to education that will worsen workforce shortages and harm communities nationwide. reclassifying social work and other degrees listed would make it harder for students, especially those from low-income and underrepresented backgrounds like myself, to enter these professions. Fewer social work graduates means fewer social workers available to meet growing social service and mental health needs, especially when Master of Social Work degrees are required to become a licensed clinical social worker. The National Association of Social Workers and Council on Social Work Education have issued statements denouncing this proposed rule, and I urge this body to do the same. Thank you, and I yield my time.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this proclamation? Senator Rickett?
I have a question, Madam Speaker. I don't know who can answer it, but exactly how much does it cost now on average for a master's in social work?
I can pull. Are you asking for Florida or nationwide? Give me 1 second and I can get you that.
Senator Hopgood? Senator Hopgood, President voting, so noted at 8:26 p.m. Senator Green?
Well, Senator Escobar is looking for that. I do have a cost breakdown from the University of South Florida. It's not for social work, but it is for their Doctor of Physical Therapy program, if you'd like me to list those numbers.
Yes, please.
Of course. So I hate to admit it, but USF kind of ate with this one. They have a cost breakdown for each year. Their DPT program is 3 years long, but for each year of billable expenses, which includes tuition and other fees, and then non-billable expenses, which includes anything from textbooks to housing and food, their estimation is that each year would cost around 55 to 60K.
And then I have an answer for your question. It is, I couldn't find like an exact statistic, but Google gave an AI overview, and it says about 30,000 for in-state students. However, it would be over 50,000 students for out-of-state in Florida. And here in Florida, we are lucky to have relatively affordable programs. However, like stated in my speech, I've looked across the nation, and as someone who would like to attend a top social work program, it's fairly expensive, and I would require graduate loans to pursue that graduate degree.
All right, any other questions? Senator Bonaventure?
With this reclassification, what did it limit the new loans at?
I believe for professional, like what the DOE classifies as professional, which includes medical doctors, it includes chiropractors, psychologists, and multiple other professions. But for those professional degrees, it would be $200,000 total and breaking down to $50,000 a year. But for non-professional, so that includes physician assistants, DPTs, nurses, like midwives, that would be a $100,000 total with, it looks like per year, 20,500 per year.
All right, any other questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. I am seeing that the authors are proposing to turn it into a resolution. I do believe that the proper way to do that would be to resubmit it as a resolution instead of trying to change it on the floor. Senator Escobar?
Sorry, I was not aware of that. However, I did ask the pro tempore, and he said it was fine.
Senator Verla?
Yeah, I just did a bunch of research on this because I also saw that it was kind of weird. One, it would have to be resubmitted because it's different authorizing signatures, which means it's a different body of legislation. So it does need to be resubmitted. But I don't think it acts much differently as a proclamation versus a resolution. It just depends who we're sending the proclamation to. It's more of a denouncement anyway than a strict call to action. We're saying we don't like this. We're not saying, hey, Department of Education, you must add this back. So I don't think it would do any harm to legislation to just keep it a proclamation.
Is there a motion for a non-member to speak, that being the advisor? Ashley?
Hi. So my advice, right, if we looking at the nature of what our proclamations have looked like, right, correct me if I'm wrong, this would not be in alignment with what I was explained we use proclamation as. And so if we do want to see it as a resolution, I would say that would be the proper procedure, is to resubmit. Now, the way we go about it will be, and you can talk to your pro tempore, is to just make sure it's seen and gets through it in a quicker fashion, right? Like it's not going to go through the same scrutiny. But yes, all of that is correct. Everything about it would have to change, the voting system, all of that. If that's an amendment, that's not an amendment, right? Like that's a whole different piece of legislation. So decide how you would like to go about that, but that just wouldn't be consistent from what I was explained. You all tend to use proclamations as.
All right. Is there a motion to PPI Proclamation 5717?
I object.
Okay, I just won't make that motion. Senator Lipner,
May I direct a question to the bill's authors?
you may.
How do you all feel about this? Would you prefer the resolution versus the proclamation? And do you guys believe that sending the resolution as part of public comment is worth going through the process of seeing it in committee again?
Senator Escobar, do you have an answer for that?
Sure. Yeah, the main change would have been just to add be it further resolved clause that would say, it would be submitted for public comment, but I feel that we could keep it as a proclamation. I know, I don't know, I'm kind of confused because it was remanded as a proclamation, so this wasn't brought up before. But yeah, we could just change it to include in the last be it further resolved clause that the Department of Education be included, and we submit it as public comment regardless.
All right, what I'm going to say again, because it is already in the voting system as a proclamation, and to vote on a proclamation, if we're changing it to a resolution, it would either need to be postponed or put back, because that's a lot, and there's a lot of changes. So make your decision now. Senator Varela.
May I direct a question to both you and the introducers?
You may.
So first off, it would have to be a big change because, again, the signatures are different. The president signs proclamations, it's not sign resolutions. So that has to be changed altogether. And for my actual question, because this does straddle the line of like calling for action or just voicing a concern or a celebration, would the authors and the speaker's office and pro tem's office be open to adopting a resolution into GAP next week so we can just see it next week? And just losing a week's not that bad for this proclamation.
Since the pro tempore already said that it was okay to be as a resolution, I'm going to go ahead and say that it is okay for GAP to just adopt it. If it's a timeline issue, we could even see it on second and third reading next week. So I will tell you guys that.
I don't believe it's a timeline issue.
Okay.
So I'd be okay with that.
Okay. So somebody want to make a motion? Do you like Hoffman?
Motion to PPI Proclamation 5717.
There's been a motion to PPI Proclamation 5717 and a second. Any objections? Hearing none, Proclamation 5717 is PPI'd. Senate Forum, Senator Riella.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to share that I recently applied and interviewed for a position within UCF Center for Research and Computer Vision within the Institute of AI. Super proud of that because they accepted me and I start next week. But also, unfortunately, it made me realize that I can't give Senate the level of respect that it deserves right now or attention that it deserves. And so I will need to resign. But I'm also really proud of everything that I've accomplished here, serving on CRT. I've learned a lot. I've witnessed the direct impact that we all have on students. Whether that's, approving a funding request or making a critical research presentation that they have to graduate, a possibility, just listening to their ideas in general. All that has been truly profound. And so I'm very thankful for that. Shout out to CRT Chair Owen, Chair Sherman, because he's a really productive and efficient leader. CRT would not be the same without you. And thank you to everyone else who served on CRT. Because starting out, I didn't know a lot of what I was doing. I didn't feel that comfortable. And everyone who was there taught me things that I didn't know and helped me become a much more active participant within the committee. And of course, Jimmy's not here. I know he's probably listening live, maybe, hopefully, maybe not. But thank you to everyone who showed up to all the sports events. Thank you, Jimmy, for organizing them, for all the post-game coach speeches that he has, the very cinematic ones. You know, we always won in spirit, and that was great. Everyone who participated, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who joined the Minecraft server. That was a fun part of Senate for me. It was fun to be like the unofficial IT guy. And also, on a more serious note, one of the most meaningful things that I did as a senator was working with my RSOs, specifically the Argentinian Student Association. They reached out for me last fall about installing a hot water dispenser within the student union. It was something that they had been working since before fall, and it was always being blocked. And I worked really hard to get that to happen. But actually, just last week, I was like, I got to do something. I emailed like the head of operations of student union. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, and he responded within like 15 minutes. It was at 8 p.m. I meant to schedule send it. And he was like, yeah, we can do it. And I was like, no way. And then a week later, it's been fully paid for, approved. They have a signage saying that it's a collaboration between the RSO and them and dining services. So if you guys want to stop by tonight, stop and see it. It's there. And finally, shout out to Attorney General Altuna, or as I like to call him, roommate. He's been great. I wouldn't have made as far as I have without his guidance and support. And I'm sure I missed something, but I don't want to take up too much time. It's already kind of late. Love you all, and thank you so much for the amazing experience it has been.
All right, Senator Fawcett says, unfortunately, I'm not able to be there tonight as I'm attending another event at the Rosen campus this evening. I just wanted to give a big thank you to all of SU who attended today's Eternal Nights event. It was incredible to see so many of you. I counted at least 16 from all branches. It is a difficult but important event to have so many of you there to honor the students who lost is a true testament of the family we have here at UCF. Thank you to those of you who wrote the original proclamations to honor each and every one of them. I want to be sure to send my thanks to all of you, even though I couldn't be there in person to share. Senator Alcuda.
Hey everyone, so I just wanted to share that my sorority Sigma Lambda Gamma will be hosting a breakfast discussion regarding stereotypes placed on the Black community alongside the Black Caucus next week on Wednesday, February 18th from 10 a.m. to 12 here in the Chardon Chamber, and we would really hope that you guys are able to join us for a meaningful discussion and food in honor of Black History Month.
And then Senator McCray.
So next Monday through Wednesday, Black Caucus will be holding a couple of Black film nights to honor Black History Month and highlight some important Black films. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know and I'll give you more information, but it should be a fun time and I'm bringing snacks. So,
all right. Anyone else in Senate forum? Seeing you. Senate deliberation? None. Ashley?
Happy Thursday, folks. We're back. So just so you all know, as a thing to just keep you all excited during my report, I did fail you all last week and had to scramble to find a national day of. So I have 3 for you all today because I decided to be an overachiever. A couple updates for me tomorrow. As Jason's report said, Amanda and I will be putting together a memorial display to honor the lives lost during the MSD shooting. A post will be going up on the SG Instagram talking about the site as well as providing resources for students that need it. That display will be up in the atrium in front of the seal, and it will be there through the weekend for folks that want to visit on the actual anniversary, which is this Saturday. As I mentioned, our office sweep is happening tomorrow. Folks had until 5 p.m. today to take what they wanted and needed. Now everything else that's left out is considered mine or trash, okay? So make your peace with that. If people start asking if things disappeared because they're misplaced, just tell them Ashley's responsible and they could talk to me about it. Other than that, Maite and I have actually been working on cleaning up some administrative processes that we've just been noticing have either fallen through the cracks because of just her jumping in, Brody leaving, this person being here, all that good stuff. So some of that includes record keeping, voting record, agendas, minutes, all that stuff, as well as downloading. Maite has been spending her time downloading every single session stuff from the website and putting them into that SG drive. So she's working on a lot. Y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed, I'm also been starting to train her on our voting system so that if I have to step away and handle stuff or I can't be here for whatever reason, Maite is also prepared to do that. So one, just big shout out to her because she's taking on like everything that I am throwing at her that she either didn't know she had to do or is newly being asked of her to do. And she's being great about it. And that includes also like website updates. So if you see anything that's glaring outside of the records, because we're working on that, that needs to be fixed, especially related to legislatives area, just let us know and we'll start writing that down because we're going to start meeting with folks to figure out what can be fixed, moved, changed, updated, all that good stuff. Also, Impact Award nominations are open. So if you are not aware of what Impact Awards is, Court puts this on to be able to celebrate our agencies, programming boards, and RSOs. And so I put the link in my report so that you can see it. In the link, when you go on the Knight Connect form, it tells you all the things that you have the opportunity to nominate for. So if you have the opportunity to go to some major agency events or RSO events, that's a good place to talk about it and nominate them for the work that they're doing, right? So take a look at that, see if you can nominate some folks. They are always looking for ample nominations because we know that there are some RSOs that slip through the cracks and some agencies that may not get all the love that they deserve. And as promised, our National Day of, drumroll please. All right, first, in honor of the spirit of the upcoming holiday, it's National Hug Day. So if you are a hugger, give your friends, give your loved ones a hug. Second, it's National Darwin Day. So for our folks that study biology, we all know the wonderful, maybe not wonderful, the man that is Darwin. And lastly, it is National Lost Penny Day. So I know we did like an RIP to the penny, so I felt like this was a good one to add just for the heck of it. But that's it for me.
All right. Any questions for Ashley? And then for Maite, it says none. Miscellaneous business, reinstatements. I have Inbasat Malik for College of Engineering Computer Science seat 3. Is Senator Malik here? Nope. Okay. Resignations. I hereby resign Melva D. and David Oriella from Senate. Elbanesh and Nathan Rickett from LJR, and I hereby appoint Veronica Perez to CRT and Mila Teoda Rescue to ICTC.
I was told I'm doing this today. So Senator shoutouts, 2 weeks in a row from me. This is so exciting. Who's got him today? I saw Casimiro, Total Rescue, and Lipner.
Shout out, David. We will miss you. Every time I talk to you, you've always been a positive person to talk to. And I know we haven't seen much each other. Like, we already see each other on CRT, but we will miss you. You've been awesome. I'm so sad Melva is gone too. I didn't know she just left. Shout out to Melva. I will miss her. Shout out to everybody. ORS. I love ORS. And FAO. I just sat on FAO like this morning and it was pretty interesting. I asked the same question, like 10 allocations. But yeah. And CRT, we're meeting next week. I'm so excited. And Eric for giving me a suit last week. Thank you.
Okay. Shout out Veronica, the tabling queen, guys. Oh my goodness, she's there with me, thugging out this whole time. Shout out Anna. Oh my, 2 great fits in one day. This is just insane. Who else? I forgot. Oh, shout out Senator, aka Coach David. I mean, guys, for volleyball and for soccer, I mean, he was keeping us motivated, even though, like, I didn't even know what I was doing half the time. But he was like, "Oh, you got this," and I was like, "No, I don't." But it was, he's keeping us nice and positive. And shout out Gabe. He's been talking a lot today. I'm like, okay, Gabe.
Not gonna lie, Chair Rescue just took most of mine, but I have different reasons. So, Vice Chair Perez, thank you so much for all the work you do for Caucus Leadership Committee. All of your little activity sheets that you've been creating are really, really cool. So good work there. Have a very wonderful trip to Canada. Same thing to, wait, no, not same thing, but completely different thing to David. thank you for all the hard work that you put through Senate. Congratulations on that hot water. That's super exciting to hear. So big shout outs there. My vice chair for ENA, who I forgot to mention last week because I've thanked everyone else, but Vice Chair Matthews is not present today, but she's been putting in all the hard work burning the midnight oil. So much appreciated there. Oh God, there was other people I had. Everyone from caucuses, you guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much for all the hard work, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Thanks.
All right. Green, Sherman, Varela.
All right, first and foremost, shout out to ORS. We've got our vice chair. Rose is not here, I fear, but I love y'all. See you tomorrow. Shout out to Senator Habgood. Congratulations. And shout out to Senator Orwella. You've been great.
Yeah, I got a shout out, David. He's been a great addition to CRT. For a little background, CRT can't take like Expedia flight quotes. If somebody submits that, we have to change it. And David will be the one to catch it every single time before me. So you're going to get me in trouble with the business office because I'm not going to have you anymore. But yeah, he'll definitely be missed. And also, I think Senator Habgood needs to be appointed to a committee.
Okay, you wanted fiscal, correct? Okay, so CRT Wednesday at 1, FAO Thursday at 10, and then ORS Friday at 2. Okay, is there a motion to move back to appointments for a sec? All right, I hereby appoint Adeline Habgood to CRT. Back to the shout out. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Sherman.
Oh, Green already shouted it.
Sorry.
No. Crazy. Anywho, shout out to Gap as always. So much work we did for Day of the Capitol, and we're getting back into work with all the stuff we have planned. Very proud of them. Shout out Vice Chair Candelora, of course. You know, all the workers for the committee. Shout out the SOC in the back, Victor. Hello. Always goes to Gap, and with the ICTC too. You know, love the team involved. Shout out Senator Reed. She gave a beautiful poem reading for Eternal Nights, and it was very profound, and I'm sure it touched everyone who went there very deeply. So thank you for that.
All right, Courts, and then Perez.
All right. Yes. Shout out to everyone who went to the Eternal Nights commemoration today. Also, shout out to David Oriella. We're gonna miss you a lot. Dude, I had so many a second ago. Oh, shout out my my wallet that has to pay for the Patriots losing. Imagine how I feel. Shout out. Shout out ELA Reed and myself. I am so proud of Senator Hopgood for the way that you answered about the Constitution, and I'm so sorry. I'm taking credit for it for that presentation we gave in SLC. Thank you. And shout out all of you. Honestly, shout out Ashley. She's been there for a crash out or two this week from me. And yeah. Oh, shout out Sherman for catching that I did not appoint to a committee.
Perez.
I want to give a shout out to everyone who's tabled with us. Everyone should come table. It's so fun. And I also want to shout out everyone who has been doing my activity sheets. Thank you for catching my typos. Really appreciate that. And then shout out to anyone who's let me teach them how to play dominoes. If you guys don't know, I'm trying to teach everyone in Senate how to play dominoes. So if you ever see me in the office and you want to play dominoes, let me know.
All right, Simmons, then Varela, and then Lucht.
Shout out Pro Temp Amin, even though he's not here, and also shout out Grace. It was a little bit rough time for us after Eternal Nights, and they really helped. So yeah.
I completely forgot, but then Speaker Courts reminded me. Shout out Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold, the greatest QB to ever do it. Shout out Bad Bunny, really awesome halftime performance, but especially shout out Seahawks because you know the greatest team in the country, obviously, way better than the other team that played. So.
Yeah, shout out Seahawks too. Shout out to David, great senator, sneakily good at tennis too. And I'm really impressed with that hot water thing because he messaged me about it, seeing if FAO could fund it. We couldn't, but I'm proud that he got it done. And then shout out FAO, did a great job today. Yeah, that's it.
I don't know if there's any other hands up. I can't tell. Courts Reed, then Rodriguez.
Shout out Charlie Puth. I listened to the national anthem 7 times yesterday, and shout out to Senator Lush because I was singing it earlier and he laughed at me.
I want to give a shout out to Speaker Courts and Senator Alcuda for sticking with me through that really tough Super Bowl game. Really tough. Also shout out Drake May. He did let me down, but it's okay. I'll still wear my I Heart Drake May t-shirt. Shout out to all the Seahawks fans out there. You know who you are. I want to give an shout out to you guys specifically.
As a proud Seattletonian, I am so sorry about that. But as a proud Washingtonian, I support the Seahawks, and I will not say anything mean about the previous statement.
Shout out Escobar and Green for the resolution. Sorry, that threw me off. For the resolution proclamation. As a fellow social work major, that's very important. And also shout out Sherman because I found out you're in my law class, the very, very late class. And yeah.
All right, we'll end with Lush and then me.
Yeah, quick shout out to Drake May. He sold my parlay. Thank you.
That part is also true for me too. Shout out to the Seahawks. I am not a Seahawks fan. I'm an Eagles fan, but they won me money, so that's okay. Actually, I lost that parlay, so it's okay. Shout out to David. He's in my physics class 3 days a week, so I get to still see him. So that's awesome. Shout out Ashley too, because now she has a counter in her office about how long I sleep for, and that has been keeping me accountable this past few nights. So that's been pretty good. And then shout out CECS because we're down to 5 now, and only 2 of us are here now. So it's like so sad, but it's okay. We'll come back, and we're gonna fill the seats before the session ends probably. But okay, that's it for Senator shoutouts.
All right, I just took a picture of him having his shout outs in his Google search. Hamid's Habitat, the Fawcett family menagerie, Ash, Quill, and Ronan, brothers, all age 7, our foster fails that we adopted in 2018. At the time, we already had 3 cats, but within 3 months, sadly, 2 of them passed away. After this happened, we were going to keep 2 of them, but how could you choose which one to adopt out? Yeah, we couldn't either. So we had to keep all 3. As you see, they're all fairly prissy. Look at those regal crossed paws. Ronan thinks that he's a dog and will play fetch with you until you pull the toy away. I've gone as long as 45 minutes with him. Sirius, age unknown, approximately 10 to 11, has a walk-on to the elementary school where I worked in 2016. They were going to send him to the shelter, but I brought him home instead. He got along very well with Gypsy, 10, who's our only dog at the time. So we figured they keep each other company. Pepper, 8, and Storm, 7, were added to the mix and rescued by various situations that I won't go into detail here. But we're so happy to have them as part of our family. Fun fact, all of them are named after movie characters from movies we loved as a family. And I will let you guys do that as well because I know that people want to go home. So, Casimiro?
Motion to adjourn meeting pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn this meeting pending final roll call. And is there a second? And a second, any objections? Hearing none. Vice Chair Zippin.
Paul. Reed.
Present.
Olivia Smith.
Present.
Hagenbook. Present. Casimiro.
Present.
Kalas.
Present.
Ariza. Present. Capinos. Lim. Payson. Safika. Jane.
Present.
Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith. Ali. Hamid. Kaufman.
Present.
Lush.
Present.
Rose. El Harak. Rickett,
Present.
Gaudio not here. Escobar,
Present.
Macadilla,
Present.
Rodriguez,
Present.
Wanjan, Hassanine,
Present.
Phillips,
Present.
Green,
Present.
Nguyen,
Present.
Habgood,
Present.
Bonaventure, Perez,
Present.
Alcuda,
Present.
Candeloro,
Present.
Courts,
Present.
Leon,
Present.
McRae,
Present.
Nurshmadevra,
Present.
Renda,
Present.
Lieva Gonzalez,
Present.
Simmons,
Present.
Teodorescu,
Present.
Varela,
Present.
I'm here, Lipner,
Present.
All right, I hereby adjourn this meeting at 8:55 p.m. Get home safe, and if you're talking, get out of the chamber so the people in the office can go home too.